is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler. I'm Tyler.
I'm Jake.
Hey.
This is episode 104 of Off Panel Off
Holy
Topic.
shit. So is this when we get a raise?
Brilliant. I think that's it. Oh well.
Actually, you know what the next one you should play is? You get what
No. I forgot it's in alphabetical order now.
how do you, what's it called on your soundboard?
I got what I paid for.
That's what you got with this fucking podcast right there.
I got what I paid for.
Yeah. All right. You ready for the show, buddy?
Are we doing the show?
Nice.
Are we doing the show already?
Yeah.
Nice. Welcome to.
So I don't know if you know this, but because we touched on it recently too. There's a big writer's strike. There's an actor strike going on. So there's not going to be a ton of new content coming out. And I'm not saying that there isn't news and things to talk about, but there isn't a lot happening because there's strikes. So I saw this as an opportunity to do something that we did a little bit earlier in the show, is doing a deep dive. So, and I realized because we did the Spider-Man musical.
Yep.
We did a deep dive in all the canceled Batman movies after Batman Returns, like everything they had with all that stuff. And, you know, we've had a couple of those. And I thought this was a great time to do it since everybody's on strike. So most of this episode is going to be talking about the canceled Sony Amazing Spider-Man universe. And it kind of goes in directions you wouldn't expect.
I think, I've read about some of this.
I
but,
will just say that. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one. There's not a ton of news out there. Can we talk about how fucking triggered Barbie is making everybody?
Yeah, I saw that because I think a lot of early screening, because we're recording this Wednesday, July 19th. So I think there's a couple early screenings that have gotten out. And yeah, of course, the fucking usual suspects are bitching.
I heard two people at work today, two younger people. They're probably in their 20s. The young folks.
Hello, fellow kids.
Hey, you guys want to smoke some cigarettes?
Uncle Tyler's got a full pack.
Wow. But I overheard them. They were talking about Barbie, and one of them was like, "I was so surprised how hard it was to get tickets and shit." It was like, really?
Oh yeah, I think people are going to be surprised. I'm not saying it's going to beat Oppenheimer. I don't know.
It's going to beat what?
I think it's going to Oppenheimer.
When you say beat Oppenheimer, the first thing I think you said is beat off
Oppenheimer. I can't. He's dead. Now, Cillian Murphy, on the other hand.
See, that's what you get. That's what you get on this show. Facts. Oppenheimer's dead.
Was that being disputed?
Trying
Other Oppenheimer
trying to beat him off would be.
You can't
do it. Don't listen to RK Outpost. Don't travel to his gravesite.
Where are we going with this? We're getting way off topic.
Well, I just wanted to point out that what I've kind of seen, I've spent way more time on Twitter than I really should.
I'm not saying it's going to beat Oppenheimer because I don't know, but I think that it's going to be a pretty
beat Oppenheimer.
I think it's going to be a pretty competitive weekend, though. I do think that.
I might see if Jason or
I'm being fully switched.
My buddy wants to go see that. I'm going to Chicago next week.
Oh, you're so cool.
I am fucking
cool. You don't have time for me. I wanted to see Oppenheimer, but you're like, no, I'm leaving.
Well, I am.
I'm never coming
back.
back.
Got a problem?
Never coming back.
Maybe I won't. I want to rock.
All right.
Some.
Okay. So we do have a few news items, though. And I just don't think...
Oh, great.
They're both related to the strikes going on. Mm-hmm. So first up, Miss Marvel will actually be airing on ABC. And make its broadcast TV debut in August, so in a couple weeks. The season will air in 2 batches, with the first 3 episodes debuting on August 5th, and the remaining 3 episodes the following Saturday on August 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern. look at that. I just thought that was interesting that this is what we're
You
gonna
got some
get. 'Cause, another story.
you got some premium content from Disney Plus, and you're gonna run it on a fucking Saturday night when people aren't home watching TV anyway.
Hold on. I will also note that I forgot to put this on the rundown. Paramount Plus has Yellowstone. It's also on Peacock, I think. But anyway, it's on Paramount Plus. Now they're trying to air that for CBS, which good fucking luck, because that show has a lot of violence and swearing, and it's like when they try to put fucking The Sopranos on cable. It was like A&E or something like that. You remember that? And they made a skit about it on Mad TV, where it was fucking Will Sasso being Tony Soprano, and he would start to say the F word or something, and then it was just a black screen, or they would just sit there and it would just be like, you know, like it's like that's what it's gonna be like. And I think this is a sign of, okay, this is actually hurting them, because now they're having to dip in they're gonna have to do all this extra time of editing down these premium content things to fit broadcast TV. Again, then it's another slap in the face of someone who pays for it. You know, it's I can only watch this if I pay for it. Well, I guess I just, like, if there's a strike, you guys could just magically put this on you know what I mean? That might be a little entitled. I don't know. But
no. I mean, no. It's fair to say. Okay, so back in the day, Family Guy got canceled like 4 times. But the first time it got canceled, when it was coming back, they released the first like 2 or 3 seasons on DVD, and I got season 1, and they released a straight to DVD feature, and it was 2 hours long. And it was
Stewie Griffin.
Yes, the untold story. Okay, no, hang on.
I want to tell you.
So I spend $24.90 fucking 5 on this fucking piece of shit. All right, I take it home. I watch it. I am the most popular person I know because everybody's coming over to my house to watch it. Okay, I mean, like, I am literally made my life like super cool because like I was quoting like lines with everybody, and like, I mean, it was great. But about 3 months later, I happened to be in a bar.
It's on Adult Swim.
And the final 4 episodes of that season, the first season back, was the fucking Stewie Griffin thing. And I'm like,
yeah,
you fucking pieces of shit.
Which isn't a bad little animated movie.
I bought a fucking a Clone Wars one.
Yeah.
And it was like the Return of Darth Maul. And it was like basically 4 episodes of the series that had to do with Darth Maul, sort of.
But I'm also surprised Disney hasn't done this sooner, especially with the Marvel stuff. I was kind of surprised because WandaVision could work on ABC with hardly any edits, and then Miss Marvel will too. But like, you should have been airing that on ABC.
Yeah, but
listen, you should have been airing that when Multiverse of Madness was coming out, because if you didn't watch that, Wanda being the villain makes no sense in that movie.
Well, WandaVision.
So I'm just saying, I'm surprised they haven't done that more.
Right. But WandaVision it presents an interesting challenge because if you remember, the first like 2 episodes were like 20 minutes long, and then the rest of them were like 40.
Yeah.
You remember, because they kept that sitcom format.
Well, that's a problem too, because these streamers don't have limits. So Stranger Things last summer did a 2.5-hour episode, like season finale. Like, it was a full-on movie. Here's
what I have to say to the assholes in charge who are causing this strike by not treating actors and writers and producers and everybody else like humans, paying them a decent living wage, you fucking scumbags.
You make 400 times what they do.
Here's what I'd like to say to you. I love watching shit over and over and over and over again.
I don't have a problem building my Blu-ray collection. I really don't.
No. You know what? Jake's got easily like a couple months worth of content right here.
I mean, Batman v Superman, the ultimate cut. So that's at least 3 hours. I got the director's cut of Watchmen. That's 3 hours.
I'm watching Green Acres right now. That's like 7 seasons. I'm only in season 1. I got hours of content ahead of me, you know?
Yeah.
So go ahead, man. I'll tell you what. I am perfectly okay with the people being on strike to get what they want, because you know what? I'm cool watching shit over and over again, man. So you're not hurting me.
Hey, you know what? And this content, Oh no, our episodes are going to be more episodes about talking about movies that we've already watched and we want to talk about and we haven't had a chance to talk about on the show before. Oh darn!
No, I am fully in support of the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA.
We got plenty of movies.
Fully in support of those guys getting exactly what they should be getting. Unions are good, whether you like it or not. If you have an inner monologue about unions, you're probably worrying about Jimmy Hoffa and all that crap. Yeah, that's been bad. But the reason why you have a weekend, the reason why you have a fucking lunch break, the reason why we have paid vacation
rights at all, really.
Yes, is because of unions. So, I mean, if you're one of those idiots who's like, I don't think you are because there's only 6 of you, and I would assume that all 6 of you are pretty.
Well, and it's also people talking about like we're not getting any new content, like this needs to end soon. I'm like, we got plenty of fucking TV like archives of shit to watch. Dude.
I've seen assholes on Twitter like, oh, look at this, fucking Ron Perlman is worth $8 million. I'm like, yeah, so
he's fighting for people that don't make as much as him.
So fuck you.
He's using his platform.
Yeah, because dude, anytime you are a normal human being and you start championing the people in power over the oppressed, and it's real easy to tell which one is which. Okay,
yeah,
it's really easy to tell. In this situation, the oppressors are the people who are causing the oppressed, the writers and actors, to go on strike because they are refusing to give them what they deserve. But anytime you side with corporate America or the government, anytime you side with the big boys over the little guy, that makes you an asshole. You're a fucking asshole, and you're probably really fucking successful in business, probably. And if you're not, well, you're just not being enough of an asshole, is what I gotta say. Yeah. I mean, clearly you just need to be more of a dick. You dick.
Wow.
I know. Nobody's listening. No, I mean, nobody who's listening
you've rambled
is
enough.
a CEO.
Stop rambling.
I'm not telling anybody, Hey, by the way, all 6 of you, if you ever see Bob Iger,
here's what I'll say.
Will you tell him that verbatim?
Here's what I'll say with that.
Thanks.
I will say look, how many times rich people don't care about poor people? Isn't it nice that someone that has more wealth than a lot of people is sticking up for other people and trying to make things better for other people? We should really think about that, because Ron Perlman is not fighting for Ron Perlman.
No.
He's fighting for writers that give him the lines. He's fighting for the people getting the equal pay and getting the right pay.
He's fighting for the dude who's exactly where he was at the start of his career.
This strike,
not sure if he wants to continue in Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, this strike is a solidarity thing for SAG-AFTRA. That's really what it is, because they understand that you can't have one without the other. And I'm not saying that actors couldn't improvise, but I'm saying a lot of the best lines in movies are written. Yes, movies are constantly changed. Like, a script is rarely is a script ever what's on the page is exactly what's in the movie. Every movie has cut scenes and things like that. But still, most of the best things that you see are scripted. Yeah. And yeah, actors understand that, and these studios are going to find out that this, again, we've talked about it a lot on this show. AI will never be better than humans about writing stories, because a computer-generated algorithm cannot feel like a human can. It's just art has to be human.
Look, all you got to do is watch that bullshit fucking intro to Secret Invasion. It's fucking awful, dude. Like, it's like they can't even hold like one static picture for longer than a second, dude.
While we're on that topic, I'm just gonna binge it, because I know the last episode.
I'm not watching the next one because, as I told you, for various reasons, a lot of my subscriptions are expiring and not renewing, and I've decided in this SAG-AFTRA WGA strike era that I'm gonna wait until all of my subscriptions expire and then decide what I really, really want, what's really important to me. Probably up there because the boy. Well, no, the boy is not anymore. Did they finish filming it though?
Yeah, it just hasn't. It's been put on hold on release because of the strike.
Yeah.
But their spinoff show is coming out in September.
What spinoff show?
Gen V.
Oh,
it's about it's in a.
Oh, like I care.
It's kind of like a Teen Titans riff.
No.
But it's in college.
Fuck Teen Titans.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's son's in it.
Fuck Teen Titans.
Oh my God! You just have a conversation. Let it go, man.
I hate the Teen Titans.
People like the Teen Titans.
I don't like
okay?
them. I don't like them.
But yeah,
thus concludes the debate.
I do want to talk
the Teen
about.
Titans.
I do want to talk about Secret Invasion on the show because I do want to watch it. But I'm just gonna binge it once it's all done because there's only 6 episodes.
There's only 2 left.
There's 1 left because as we're recording, the 5th episode went out.
Right, so there's 1 more week.
Next week will be the last. So we'll probably review
So
it.
I'm gonna miss the last 2.
We'll probably review it in August.
I mean, I'll watch them.
We'll be late. We'll be late to the party on that. But
I
that's
thought you
fine.
said we'll be lit.
we'll be lit. Dude.
We'll be lit, dude.
But I do think it is a little surprising it hasn't happened sooner. But again, this is going to keep happening until there's a resolution to the whole situation.
Oh,
yeah. All right. So moving on. Again,
moving down to the low.
This is why I think we're going to stick to doing maybe more retro reviews and deep dives and stuff. And then maybe some Grifter Report stuff.
You got it.
Not this.
You
we're not
got
doing,
it.
Stop it. We're not doing the Grift Report this week.
Sad.
I don't want to.
I don't wanna.
But this, I don't.
No, I don't
I'm
care.
trying to think of how to approach this whole strike situation because I do want to keep talking about it, but then I don't know. I feel like our content's going to be a little bit more geared towards deep dives and retro
That's
reviews
fine.
and stuff
No,
like that.
I think every week we should remind our
we should do
listeners.
updates for sure. And I think that's what we'll probably do. So this is another story tied to the strike, and I thought this was interesting. So recently, writer Cody Ziegler was on Twitter, and he tweeted about his residuals for writing 1 episode of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, and this was the Daredevil episode.
Mhm.
His residual was $396. Which is not surprising because, God, what's his name? Adam Ruins Everything. That guy.
Yeah.
He hit that show. He explained the residuals for that, and he said that he made $20,000 of residuals on that. I think I don't know if he said per episode, but I think he said it was $20,000 on Adam Ruins Everything, and then he did another show kind of like that for Netflix called The G Word. And that was, I think he said $500 for that show. And that's just, and then this dude writes an episode. If he did it on TV, that's probably at least, 15, 10 to 20,000, I imagine, for residuals.
Yeah.
And Ziegler was a staff writer on the show, was credited for, of course, doing the Ribbit and Rip It, the Daredevil episode. So, yeah.
Nice.
This would actually lead to Stephen DeKnight, who was the showrunner for Netflix's Daredevil, who tweeted this. So speaking of Daredevil, as showrunner of Season 1, part of my deal includes, but then... Kind of gets cut off. Oh, yeah. Includes a sliver of the back end. So every part of his deal on episodes, he gets a little bit of extra residuals.
Yeah.
Never expected to see any on Netflix, but then Marvel Disney pulled it and it ended up on Disney Plus. Now I'm part of an audit to try and get the money that they owe me and others. Yeah. And here's the thing that auditing does. You have to get what owed to you. You have to pay. So he's paying his own money to get money that's owed to him. So this is why they're striking. Because... And we're seeing it all the time with fucking Warner Brothers Discovery. We've talked about how many times with them keep pulling content. And that's what I'm saying. This strike, look, guys, it's going to be disruptive. And we have to accept that we're going to start maybe seeing more of our shows that we like getting pulled off stream. So then my response is buy fucking physical media because apparently this is the issue that we're running into with digital.
Is this how the
media.
rental place is going to come back?
I think so.
Should we start a fucking rental
We're bringing
place?
back Blockbuster,
Fuck yeah.
dude. But they tried that with Redbox, and it didn't work. Like, Redbox is not really around anymore.
You see them in Walmarts from time to time.
But it's
not a sustainable...
Because you know what I hear a lot about? People that are like Gen X or elder millennials, kids that grew up in the 80s and the 90s.
Me. My generation.
Your generation, my generation. we had video stores, man, and there's still like nostalgia for it because there was something about it when you were a kid, when you were younger. It was like you're going, Friday night, we're going to Blockbuster, we're getting at least 2 movies. I might get a game to rent for like a week, and
yeah, that was like the night.
And then we'll get a pizza.
That was the family night.
It was a family night. It was fun.
Yeah, you always got a pizza from like Domino's.
Yes,
you splurged on like a Pizza Hut or a Domino's.
Do you know that there's a place called Marco's Pizza?
Yeah.
In Omaha. It's still a video store. It's a video pizza place. I like if we ever get you and I ever make a road trip back to my stomping grounds in Omaha.
Oh Jesus!
We'll go to Mark. I think they're still open. They might. I don't know how they did with the pandemic. And everything.
Let's do an online poll. How much do you think I want to go to Omaha, listeners?
Why? Why do you gotta play into the stereotypes? No, but again,
I'm such a silly boy.
Going back to this, that's what I mean. Is like we have to start coming to the because it's already happened in video games. And that's what kind of worries me about buying games digitally is, there's times when you'll have a game that you own digitally and you can't get it back because it's delisted off the digital store.
That was my biggest fear when things started ramping up like that is that, I still wanted to get a physical disc in my Madden, and like put it in the thing. Like, I never had mine connected to the internet. When I was using the kids' Xbox, for a couple years, I always had to make sure before I started my game that I was disconnected from online play, because otherwise it would start updating everything. And because I made up my own guys and shit, and I was usually like in year 3 or 4 of a franchise, it would fuck everything up. So I always had to make sure that I was offline. And that's the thing I liked about it is that I never had to worry about being online to play.
Yeah.
And to me, growing up when I did, like the idea that I have to have Wi-Fi to play a game, like a video game, is just so dumb to me. It makes no sense to me. Because we had Atari 2600s and fucking ColecoVision and fucking Nintendo and shit. You didn't need, and I totally sound like I'm on my porch right now, like, get off my lawn. But
I mean, I still have a PS2. I get a little nostalgic. Like I got.
Do you ever play offline?
Oh, I don't have PlayStation Plus. Because my PS5 is like in my PS4. We're mostly just for PlayStation games.
Because I haven't played
single player
PS since like PS3 almost or 4.
My friends are on Xbox, so that's what I play on. But yeah, that's what I mean. I worry about that with Xbox. I mean, a lot of the games I play on my Xbox are Xbox Games Pass, which is like a Netflix for games, and that could go down, and then a bunch of games that I've been playing and love, they could just disappear. Now, I could buy them, but what if they get completely taken off the digital store? Then that's when the physical copies, that value drives up. So it's with used games and used movies and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
It's going to be an interesting time with this strike. I have a feeling that it's not going to be very long.
I'll tell you why.
I think this is going to end soon.
I'll tell you why the video store is not going to come back.
Oh, and it won't come back.
No, and
it's too much money.
Well, here's why. You can go into any Walmart right now and probably buy 10 to 15 movies for $5 each, and take them home, and they're yours. You don't have to bring them back. You don't have to take them back anywhere. $5, and they're good movies. You know those big bins.
Hey, I love local used game stores where they have used video games and movies.
I'm
and
not
shit.
saying
I love that. Like,
I'm saying like that's why like the video store will never come back, because it's like
because you
a lot of physical media is really fucking cheap nowadays.
Oh yeah,
so cheap. I mean, you can buy a Blu-ray player for like $20, which.
And
do you remember? I don't know if you remember when Blu-ray came out, but it was like $500 for like a Blu-ray player.
So
like,
I guess
to start.
I guess my point is, if you could find physical media, get it.
A lot of people started buying game systems like PlayStation because it was playing Blu-ray.
Yeah.
In fact, I had Avengers, the first Avengers, on Blu-ray, and the only way I could watch it was on my PlayStation because I couldn't afford a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
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 I actually have the 3D also, but I don't know if they even make 3D players anymore.
I don't think so.
Like I have the 3D disc. I got the Ultra Edition Home Avengers.
All right,
all right, fuck you. Enough about my life. Fuck you.
Moving on.
Moving on to something else.
Moving on.
Move along, little Charlie Tyler.
Charlie Tyler.
Sure.
Charlie Tyler.
Sure.
That's your stage name.
Yep.
The Amazing Charlie Tyler.
Hey, everybody. I'm the amazing
So,
Charlie
Tyler,
T-Bird.
I want you to sit back and pretend you're a Sony.
But then I can't talk in the mic.
Oh, they're funny.
Wow.
Anyway, pretend you're.
Hours of hilarity on off-panel off-topic every week
son of
on
a
this
bitch.
station.
Stop it. You son of a bitch.
I'm just trying to promote myself.
That's all you
And
do,
you.
man.
And you.
Anyway, let's talk about our main topic, please.
Let's fucking do this.
Stop it. Stop being so angry.
Damn it. I want to get this done.
Wow. And you got older.
That was a terrible.
This show's aging me.
Listen, I'm aged.
I want you to sit back and pretend you're in the year
I want you to pretend to sit back.
29 years ago, 2014.
I'm there. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is about to hit theaters. And little did you know that Sony secretly banked on the success of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so much so they had 4 movies planned after this.
After?
Yes.
Wow. I do remember that it was very clear that there was supposed to be a third.
Yes. Well, this whole thing is interesting because
I actually
there are whole sections of that second movie that are completely cut out. Like Mary Jane was in it.
Oh.
There was a whole there was more to do. There was more setup of the Sinister Six.
Was
I
it
think.
Emma Stone?
No, it was the actress that was with Aaron Rodgers, Shailene Woodley.
Oh,
Shailene
no.
She's also in Westworld.
No.
I think. No, that's Evan Rachel Wood. I'm getting my actresses mixed up. My point, she was Divergent. That's what she was in.
Anyway,
Damn, that was a long time ago.
I really liked. Before you move on, I really did always like their take on the Rhino.
I want him in that silly suit. Damn it.
Fair.
But the mech suit
The
is
Rhino is
the
way.
mech suit is more believable.
Well, the Rhino is way. Listen, you basically had Paul Giamatti going, "I got this," and you're like, "Okay." You don't go, "No, Paul, follow the script." You go, "Paul's gonna get the makeup team to put a barbed wire tattoo around his head and shave his head and learn a ridiculous Russian." Okay, you just kind of go with that. But yeah, honestly though, the Rhino is best as the big dumb idiot in the suit that won't come off.
And almost falsely advertised. Because he's like barely in it at the beginning, and then the scene at the end, they just cut to black when he's about to hit him. And it's like,
Yeah, he's barely in the movie.
yeah, I'm like, oh,
Like
but he's
at
on
all.
but he's on the posters. And it's just funny to me. And there's so many things, like, I remember enjoying that movie coming out of the theater, but then upon watching it again, I'm like,
No, okay.
Because you know what? I was just so excited to see a Spider-Man movie again. I was just trying to think that, because I didn't really vibe with the first movie as much. Like,
Can I just? I'm sorry. I completely forgot. I got my Gwen Stacy's completely switched. Bryce Dallas Howard was Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3. Yes. Emma Stone was Gwen Stacy in all the Amazing Spider-Man. I know that now. So me asking if MJ was Emma Stone was a really stupid question. Why didn't you call me on that? Why didn't you go,
I was
why?
just trying to get to my point.
You fuck.
So anyway,
Continue.
So Amazing Spider-Man 2 is coming out. They have a plan. So
To fuck shit up beyond belief.
almost a year before it came out in June 2013, the Amazing Spider-Man 3 and the Amazing Spider-Man 4 were announced with release dates for June 2016 and May 2018. So they were really banking on this Andrew Garfield, Mark Webb Amazing Spider-Man universe, because Webb was going to come back for 3. Garfield was only under contract for 3, and I think he was going to. We'll get into it when we dive more.
Why don't you stop getting ahead of yourself?
Yeah, let's stick to 3, I guess. Amazing, because we have 4 movies, right? So it's the Amazing Spider-Man 3, Sinister Six Part 1, Sinister Six Part 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 3, Venom Carnage, I think, and then The Amazing Spider-Man 4, which was potentially going to be a handoff to Miles and then set up a new Spider-Man thing. It gets weird. And honestly, when you say it out loud and you map it out,
can Sony hire some fucking comic book people for their department? They literally don't know how to fucking make comic book movies.
It reeks of Avi Arad, who
is a shit.
Produced the other ones, but it reeks of his decisions. But when you say it out loud, it does sound like too many movies. But as a narrative thing, yeah, you can make that work.
I'd fucking
but
eat
you don't
all that
need
shit up.
2 movies of the Sinister Six, especially since you have to tell a story that makes these characters worth rooting for, because why are you making a movie about a villain? It's what we've been talking about with the fucking Kraven movie and the Morbius movie, and Venom, again, works a little bit...
Morbin time.
Like, why do they feel the need? Because they're so desperate to use these Spider-Man properties, and it's like... It's just so... It's frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to root for Tom Hardy and Venom. I really don't. Like, I don't really root for him. That's not why I like that movie. I like it because...
It's ridiculous.
Right. They were like... believability, we don't have to worry about that too much?
It's a throwback to, like, his roots. It's a I always look at it as like a throwback to the 90s Venom. And people don't like it, I get it. But...
Whatever, fuck you.
That does play a role in this, and especially how they wanted to do all of it is kind of wild. So, originally Sony had big plans with this. So, the Sinister Six one was going to be directed by Drew Goddard. Of course, it was canceled after the failure of Amazing Spider-Man 2. They also had plans for a Venom movie directed by Alex Kurtzman, and that would be eventually turn into Tom Hardy's Venom. And then they also had a female-led spinoff. There was also, I remember, plans for a Silver Sable Black Cat team-up movie called Silver and Black. And I was like, it's kind of
Nobody
weird.
knows who these characters are.
But this is the thing.
We do, but...
It's weird because it really does feel like it's mirroring the 90s explosion of the Spider-Man comics, where you had Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, you had Web of Spider-Man, you had like so many Spider-Man titles. Because he's so popular, they keep wanting more and more books. And now you're seeing it, and you would get like Venom miniseries, and Silver and Black sounds like it would be a miniseries. You know what that'd be great for? Like Disney Plus, or
yes.
Like a streaming service. That would be. Do not make that a movie. Like
so,
that's not. You know what I mean? Like there's still like Hawkeye is a great example. Hawkeye, I think, works as a show. I don't think it could work as a movie, but I think it works better as a show.
Right.
So I think some comic book miniseries could work and we've talked about it.
So when I was growing up, it was The Amazing Spider-Man, and in the 80s they added eventually 2 different Spider-Man books, and one was Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, often referred to as the Spectacular Spider-Man, and then Web of Spider-Man was introduced much later in the 80s. Literally just like, we just need to have a 3rd Spider-Man book. And throughout that time, they had a reprint, Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man, which reprinted like books from like the 60s and 70s. And those sold like hotcakes, even though they were fucking reprints of stories, 20 years old. And then Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man came out. And I remember... There was this whole thing where, like, I can't remember what it was for. I want to say the 50th anniversary of Spider-Man, or what was it? 25th?
Well, I know, like...
30th, maybe? But they had, like, all 4 of the books had, like, these gatefold fucking holograph covers, and it was the beginning of, like, the Clone Saga and shit.
Dude. We could do, you know what, with all this, again, with these strikes, I would love to do deep dives on, like, the Clone Saga and shit.
See, I stopped reading around that time.
Well, because but that's my point.
A little before that, but
that's my point with Sony. Like, I know I said when we talked about the Spider-Verse movie, Across the Spider-Verse, I had said that I think Sony should use the fact that they have all these Spider characters. On the same, I have 2 feelings about it, because on one hand, I'm like, it's cool that they're like, okay, we've only had this many Spider-Man things. Like they're like, okay, we're committed to doing this. This is what Miles Spider-Man is. This is the MCU, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's amazing restraint because I am shocked at this point we don't have all these different Spider-Man movies. And then they announce things like Kraven the Hunter, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why not do, and I said this before, why not do a fucking, if you're going to do it, do it. If you're going to mimic the comics, make a fucking Web of Spider-Man show for fucking Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever. Like, what? Like, why make movies about fucking Kraven the Hunter and Morbius? And then, again, I feel like they just did weird shit in this Amazing Spider-Man universe to just do weird things and not be like Raimi. Because Raimi was Stan Lee, Ditko, John Romita Jr., Spider-Man. This is more of like, we're doing more of like an ultimate Spider-Man, edgy Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For the Amazing Spider-Man 3, Mark Webb was set to return as director, but his plans included using the Sinister Six. The main villain would be a resurrected Norman Osborn, which, if you remember, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, he died of a disease, with Chris Cooper reprising the role. There was a deleted scene, it was post-credits for Amazing Spider-Man 2, that revealed Osborn was kept alive with his head being on ice.
Okay.
Because they know they could not top Willem Dafoe. So they had to do something completely different and make Harry this weird, like, again, doing stuff like the Ultimate Universe and making him look a little bit more like a goblin. And, like, they just want to do weird shit to do weird shit.
It's fine. You can tell a lot of different stories with these characters.
You can, and I'm not...
But they're not all great.
It's just confusing why you would do certain things. Like, you don't need to have this weird story of Norman if you're not going to do Green Goblin because, of what Raimi and Dafoe did, then do a different fucking
Make
villain.
him fucking Hobgoblin.
Do what
or Jack-o'-lantern.
Do what Spider-Verse did and take the Spot, a nothing character, and make them important.
Yes.
It just takes one good arc. Kraven the Hunter, Kraven's Last Hunt.
Great.
Like,
before that, dude, Kraven was
whole
boring.
Character is built on that story. Like, that is the definitive... And you can have that with these characters. That's what's so frustrating. Why do we need to put fucking Norman Osborn's head on ice? Like, you have 70-plus years of lore to pull out of. Like, what are you doing? You don't need... just... And, look, it happens all the time.
Why don't you have the whole story of fucking... Why? Listen, Gwen Stacy dies, right? Or no, she does.
Yeah, she dies in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, right. Okay, so she dies.
They do the neck thap.
Yeah. Okay, so she dies. Okay, in the comics, that was around the same time. Interestingly enough,
I know that whole story. It's nuts.
That the drug story was going on with Harry Osborn.
Yes.
So that's the same issue. Okay, so Spider-Man, Peter Parker finds Harry Osborn like dead almost of an overdose of pills.
Because Stan wanted to write about it.
So he calls the police and everything and has people come over, and then he has to go save Gwen, and she dies, and then he kills Norman.
That happened
in the same issue or two.
That happened because Stan Lee was on vacation with his wife in Europe, and they killed Gwen Stacy when he was in Europe, and he was upset about it because he never wanted Gwen Stacy to die because she was modeled after his wife. And like Gwen Stacy Mary Jane wasn't supposed to be the love of his life. It was supposed to be Gwen.
So,
do you know that story?
Yeah. So, Mary Jane's way better. Sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
No,
Mary Jane is a fictional character,
I'm pretty sure,
but a smoke show.
Tyler, I'm pretty sure since then Stan Lee has been warmed up to the idea of Mary
Oh,
Jane.
well, he loves the
Like
whole face a tiger, you just hit the jackpot. That's one of his favorite panels ever.
He signed off on her being the love interest in Raimi's Spider-Man.
Well, here's an interesting... The very last page of that arc, okay, of that two-issue story, whatever, where Gwen dies and Green Goblin dies.
Yeah, but then
Spider-Man
never kills.
Very last page... Mary Jane is over at Peter and Harry's apartment, and she's trying to talk to Peter because she knows he's upset about his friend Harry, and she's upset about her friend Harry. And up till then, Mary Jane to Peter, in Peter's eyes, Mary Jane is the good time girl who never worries about anything, and she just doesn't care. She just goes through life, just party to party to party, and whatever.
Actress.
Well, she's just a model at the time, or a
Model,
wannabe
actress,
model, whatever. But that's the way he looked at her.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Why? I can't believe you think that I'm like not a person with feelings and compassion and everything." And he's like, "Well, I've never seen that before." And he makes her cry. And the very last page, he's literally like, "You know what? Just go to just go to another party." Like he's driving her, he's pushing her away. And she opens the door and she's got tears in her eyes. And she's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And she looks back at him. And I think for the first time in the comics, she realizes how much she cares about him, and knows that, he's just angry about his friend and everything.
Yeah.
So she turns back and she shuts the door and stays. And that's the very last page, because and it's implied she stays and talks to him. Like they talk and they get get to know each other, and she basically like helps him through. And that's like the really bonding moment of MJ and Peter's relationship in the comics. Is that they probably just talked through the night about their friend Harry and how worried they were about him.
Yeah.
Nothing sexual, nothing romantic, just.
I think I kind of prefer this approach.
But I just really I loved that page because I had the issue of the Marvel Tales, interestingly enough, and I remember very distinctly. I can see it very distinctly in my head of Mary Jane. It's John Romita's drawing, and she's standing there, and then she's got tears in her eyes, and then slam, or close or whatever.
Again, why Raimi's Spider-Man was great. That's what I loved about the end of that second movie, Spider-Man 2. She's smiling because she chose Peter, but then there's also that kind of look of like, oh, he's alright, because he left. He took off to go fight crime, and she's like, this is my life. He's going to be, I love him, but he's going to keep leaving me to go do this. And it's like, those movies are great. Don't have that with these Spider-Man. No, I'm kidding.
These wacky
and
fucking.
That's one thing I will give props to Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield have great chemistry in those movies.
Emma Stone was
so when she
is
her
fantastic.
Her death is handled really well in that movie.
Yeah.
I feel, and it's very sad. And
what a redemption
but I kind of like this
in No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
Like, way to go.
I wanted to say though, I thought that would have been an interesting development in this Amazing Spider-Man verse where Peter meets Mary Jane later, and not have that love triangle or anything with that. And I kind of like that approach, but then things get really weird with this. So, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 was confirmed to include the Venom symbiote, which is hilarious because it's almost like Sony not learning anything from the last trilogy they made. But Mark Webb was like really into this idea, and he was trying to really convince people it was going to be different. And I think it would have been. So he says, quote, "With all due respect to Sam, I adore Venom and immediately had my hand up in a heartbeat when talk of including him popped up in meetings," which is true. Raimi said he never liked Venom. Like he didn't understand the character. And like a good filmmaker, he said, I don't want to put this character in this movie because I don't understand the character. Which is commendable, but, studios are the ones paying the bills.
Listen, Sam, what's so hard to understand?
Yeah.
I mean, did you read Secret Wars? Did you read any of the books leading up to the moment? I know you were reading comic books then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you read when he went into the bell tower and almost killed himself.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of the damn thing.
You know what I'm actually...
How do you not understand the character? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know why you're going so hard on him on that.
You know what, Sam?
No, I think his approach was doing...
No, it's fine. No, but...
I know you're just...
I'm kind of joking, but it's like, dude, whatever. I mean...
Well, no, Raimi's movie originally didn't have the symbiote.
Here,
I'm
absolutely
almost positive it didn't have it.
Right, it was just Sandman, and that's totally cool. And
it was
that
Sandman
movie
and Vulture, I think.
That movie would have been way, way better. Absolutely.
I think so.
And no,
too many villains.
Well, the other thing too is, he's right. He's right to say like, hey, I don't get the character, so I don't want to make the movie with him in it because I won't do him justice.
Sorry, there might have been Vulture. John Malkovich was talked to be maybe have been the Vulture.
So cool.
But
Adrian Toomes.
I think that's actually Spider-Man 4. So Spider-Man 3 was supposed to be Sandman and Harry coming back as the new Goblin, or Harry being the new Goblin.
With Venom, a fucking snowboard.
That's why Venom's black suit stuff is added on, feels added on later because Venom wasn't even supposed to be in that movie.
No, and it's not even really the black costume because it's.
That's why I thought, okay, I do appreciate this approach, which is like what Mark Webb is saying. He's like, no, I really want to tell that Venom story, or at least a version of it, because we're not gonna do the fucking Battle World. Which reminds me, real quick, I I know you've had them before, like those Marvel Epic collections. They had one up on Comixology Unlimited, and I was like, you know what? I've never actually read this arc. I love that character, but I remember Eddie Brock and Venom from the cartoon more than anything else in video games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So I'm like, oh, The Birth of Venom, and it's like almost 400 pages, and it's got like, and it does what it did when you gave me that copy of Secret Wars, where it has like, doesn't have the full issue, but like the context of each issue that you would need in these crossovers. Yeah. So like it literally just has like a really like one page being like, oh, I'm in the new suit. But and it's fun because you like get to see Stan Lee's writing, and it's like, man, it's such a different time. He was
a great writer for his time. He wrote stuff like when he was around my time, and a lot of it was like spin-off material and stuff. Like he didn't really write books anymore.
So yeah, Venom is definitely the main focus of this version. Well, most of it. We got some other plot details we're going to get into that make me laugh. So, continuing on about what he said. While I wasn't all in on Gwen's death in the second one, I, at the same time, realized it was an ideal circumstance to introduce the symbiote to our version of Spidey, which, again, I like. This is good. This is, like, the way that Mark Webb describes what he wanted to do with the symbiote and the Venom and stuff like that for Amazing Spider-Man 3, I'm like, I would like this. This is... Because it makes total sense that he would go to the dark side and embrace that Venom, and like, damn it, it's so frustrating when you read about it. But then there's other elements where I'm like, son of a bitch, Sony, come on. Right. Peter's obviously in a dark place in his life following Gwen's death, and we had to gloss over that against my own wishes, I might add, at the end of Amazing 2, because Avi had all his hopes hinging on the Sinister Six movie that they've been hell-bent on getting on the conveyor belt and wanted to set that up on the double. The black suit, as well as we all know, makes him stronger, and preying on that, he's got some serious shit on his plate he needs off. And this new suit... no, maybe I skipped a line. Yeah, and this new suit does exactly that and appreciates the living thing that it is. So, like, yeah, we're going to play up him, you know... and then he also made a point that he wanted this approach to be a little bit more serious in tone, a little bit darker, because, you know, there's the memes about Raimi's take on it. And again, I appreciate, because I appreciate a little bit more of an intimidating Venom. But I also love Tom Hardy's goofiness of Venom, because Venom is a goofy character in the comics. But he's gotten serious over time. But he's a very '90s character sometimes.
He's the true Venom to me is the guy from the cartoon. You know, just like really violent and really like over the top. You know, like, ooh, look at the big brick. You know, like, I think that's Venom to me.
And I think
that was the best comic books. Yeah. You know, when he first came back, he was really just violent. But as he kept appearing in the comic books and kept coming back, because for the first like 4 times he shows up, Spider-Man has to convince Venom that he's dead, that Spider-Man's dead, so that Venom will leave, because he can't beat Venom.
His spider sense doesn't work on Venom.
Right, he can't beat Venom, so he has to somehow convince Venom that Spider-Man died. So he does that the first 2 times. Then the third time,
isn't that around like the Clone Saga, and he has Ben Reilly fight him or something?
No, that's I stopped reading Spider-Man like a year or 2 before that. I knew of it because my brother still collected comic books, so I read like a couple issues. But yeah, so he keeps coming back and whatever. And as he keeps coming back, he kept developing more of a personality. And then like by the 4th time he comes back,
he got so popular they had to make him.
Well, yeah, obviously, but. He has to team up. Spider-Man has to team up with Venom.
Yeah, to fight
like the
Carnage
4th time. Yeah, the 4th time, which is funny as hell because it's such a weird dynamic. Yeah, it's absolute carnage. That first arc, Mark Bagley. Yeah. But it's such a weird dynamic because like Venom hates Spider-Man, but he's honorable. Like Venom is honorable,
and that was because they had to segue him into being an anti-hero so they could do lethal protector.
Right. So Venom is like, you know, he's like, I will do this to stop Carnage. So I will work with you. I won't kill you until we've taken care of Carnage.
Yeah.
Basically, and then he double crosses him. Reed Richards shows up with the sonic gun, and they take care of Venom or whatever. But again, like that was when he was really starting to be the character that I think of as Venom. Is he's violent as fuck, but he's also goofy as fuck. You know, like he's clearly unbalanced.
Well, what I think is so interesting, and I think it's I think Avi Arad.
But he's also very honorable.
I
and
think
whatever.
Avi Arad was right on one sense.
Yeah.
Where like Venom is a very popular character, but we're because he came around in the 90s, right? And I think it's funny because Venom is so synonymous, and you can make arguments. And I'm not here to say.
I want to say his first appearance was 1989.
Yeah.
His first full appearance is Amazing Spider-Man 300, but his first appearance is technically 299.
Maybe I'll do an essay on this, but I feel like
because I had both issues.
I feel like there could be an argument made that Venom is Spider-Man's best villain. Because
I absolutely, you know what?
because he is involved with some of the major story arcs, right? But you don't see a lot of people talking about like Green Goblin books, but there's a lot of there was like Gold Goblin.
He did
My
beat the
point
shit out
is-
of Mary Jane, dude. The first time he shows up, he beats the shit out of Mary
Yeah,
Jane.
she's terrified of the black suit because Venom. What Venom?
So
did.
just
No, but what I'm saying is like, my point is he's so popular that
he's a great.
that there's so many versions of the character.
Yeah.
In another example, I was on Comixology Unlimited, and yeah, I'm a sucker for like current events, and that new Spider-Man game's coming out, and it's gonna do the Venom storyline in it.
Oh right.
Their version of it, and I'm excited for that because I've always had an attachment to that character, and I think it's because I watched the cartoon as a kid, and he was just really popular at that time when I was young.
I was right.
And I see and I'm noticing like a lot of writers around my age, or a little bit older, are guys that write these comics like Donny Cates and Al Ewing, and like the more mythology that's been added onto this character later.
Oh, yeah,
shows
yeah,
that,
like
this
the-
character like has been, and Marvel has done a lot of like pushing that character. They
Yeah.
know it's popular.
So, as I stated, the alien costume was first appearance.
Secret Wars.
It says the Amazing Spider-Man 252, but we know that it first appears in Secret Wars. It does.
Because it's on Battle World where he thought
Yes.
he was using the thing to fix his
Um,
costume.
As Venom, the cameo appearance, Spider-Man 299 in April 98 or April 88, and then full appearance, the Amazing Spider-Man 300, May of 88. And I stopped reading somewhere between 90 and 91, I think. But that was a lot of fucking issues to read. But yeah, I mean, you could easily make. I think you say maybe 3.
Yeah.
There's 3 in his pantheon of really solid villains that kind of make Spider-Man as awesome a character as he is.
Yeah.
And it's Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin, and Venom.
Yeah.
I think you
Could also say Carnage, but I feel like Carnage is
Carnage
more of
is a
Venom
spin-off
villain.
of Venom. Yeah, I mean you could almost say Mysterio, but that's like a spin-off of Green
but
Goblin
when
almost.
but yeah, when you think of the
It's a Sinister Six dude. Fuck
and
Mysterio.
hey, because of Dan Slott and what he did with Superior Spider-Man and all that, argument could be made that Doc Ock is the best Spider-Man villain. But for me,
Well, you have to say that he's.
for me, Venom will always be
Would-
one of my favorite characters.
Would you accept the
If-
argument that those are his 3 best?
Oh, I agree. I agree.
I mean, like all 3 of them have had such
That is another episode idea. We got to name the 3 top Batman villains, 3 top Superman villains.
Ooh, Brainiac,
Zod,
Brainiac,
Zod,
Darkseid, Doomsday. Well, we're done now. We already did it.
Yeah, fuck.
Fuck. Deep
Anyway,
dive.
I think
We're
that's
just coming up with ideas in case the
Well, that
strike,
shows you-
strike keeps going
That
on.
shows you how important Venom is to the Spider-Man character and the Spider-Man mythos. And that's why it's kind of crazy that they did make 2 Venom movies without Spider-Man, because they're so tied to each other. But
yeah.
there's also a Chip Zdarsky what if book called Spider Shadow that I want to read, and it's what if Peter.
Did you ever read
Peter becomes Venom instead of Eddie?
Did you ever read the end of Venom?
Yeah.
Did I let you borrow that? How fucking excellent is that story? Like, it's
bizarre.
so fucking meta and like it literally encompasses the entire universe.
Oh, Venom can bond with anything.
When he starts going through hosts,
yeah,
because the fucking AI, the Tony Stark AI, is like, well, fuck you, man. We can, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's such a great. If you ever have a chance, there's a trade paperback. It's called The End, and it's got like 4 Venom and I think the Punisher, and I don't know, who cares. The Venom one's really the only one.
To wrap up the Amazing Spider-Man 3 discussion with Venom, I wanted to revisit the grimmer tone we went for in the first movie, because we see what happens when Peter's in a bad place. He gets sort of angry, predatory, just a wee bit sadistic. And with the symbiote nudging him in all the wrong directions, we see what that's like tenfold. The end results in someone I wouldn't want to fuck with. And I like that. And I don't, and that's what I'm worried about this game coming out. I don't want, because I've seen on Reddit were like, what if Peter kills someone because the symbiote, is making him do it? And I don't think you need to go to that level. But like brutalizing someone, I think, like beating, like punching.
Well, that's what happened in the comics.
Just keep punching and punching and punching and have someone, stop.
Well, the final straw was that Clintar is his name.
Yeah, I know. Later in the game.
Sorry, but
it's Donny Cates retcon.
Right, but Clintar would take Peter Parker out when he was sleeping.
Yeah.
While he was asleep.
That's why he would be tired all the time.
Yes.
Because the symbiote would just use his body to
to go and take his shit out on,
just
whoever.
Everybody. Yeah. It wanted aggression.
Yes, and it was just like, holy fuck. Like, I remember reading this and just being like, what are they going to do with this thing? I mean, I obviously wasn't smart enough. I was really young, but I was just like, that's,
But here's the thing.
This whole thing that shows up. Anyway.
But here's the thing. One, he doesn't necessarily get rid of the suit. He kind of keeps it in this movie. He doesn't really get rid of it. 2, remember when I said Norman Osborn was coming back? Well, guess what? He does. He does come back and starts the Sinister Six movie. And remember when I said his head was on ice? Well, apparently there's a subplot in The Amazing Spider-Man 3 that talks about resurrecting dead characters. And here's Dennis Leary to tell you what one of the versions of the script had.
I was disappointed because I'm totally selfish and greedy, and I was part of the franchise. I came back briefly in 2. Part of the discussion was that possibly in 3 there was this idea at one point that Spider-Man would be able to take this formula and regenerate the people in his life that had died. So there was this discussion about that Captain Stacy would come back even bigger in episode 3, and I was like, let's go.
right.
So I was a little disappointed.
That's who I'm going to bring back, is the dad, not my girlfriend.
Oh, buddy, don't speak too soon, because Gwen Stacy does come back. All right. So, plot and script details varied on the film that would have portrayed the Sinister Six, or at least one of its members, as sympathetic. This was also a plan. They were going to have Black Cat be introduced in this too. There's also potentially Flint Marko, Sandman, coming back. Yeah. So, following the recoloration, I can't talk. So this was supposed to be the 3rd movie after Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Right.
But then Mark Webb said, no, Amazing Spider-Man 3 would come out first. Then the Sinister Six movie that he didn't want to make, he didn't want to be a part of, because he's out. He's even out of the picture out of this. Like, he's like, I'm doing Amazing Spider-Man 3, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would follow. So the 2-part Sinister Six would follow. He confirmed that Spider-Man would still be wearing the black symbiote, and it would separate from it near the end of Part 2, where Eddie Brock would bond to it and become Venom. In one draft, both Venom and Carnage served as antagonists, and later dispelled it upon realizing its negative influence, in which it would bond with Eddie Brock by the end of the film to set up the Venom spinoff, Venom Carnage. So they went with a couple ideas. Oh, it gets worse. Another plot point would have been that Emma Stone would return as a resurrected amnesiac Gwen Stacy. And she would bond to the Carnage symbiote.
Oh my fucking god!
Which they did in the Ultimate Comics, I think, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. I never read any of that Ultimate bullshit.
After the Venom symbiote was replicated and was enacted by the still alive Norman Osborn, who, remember, his head was on ice, only to die again by the end of the film with the Carnage symbiote finding and bonding to Cletus Cassidy afterwards, leading into the Venom spinoff. So, there you go.
Boo.
They had such a good idea of, I think, Mark, this is, again, the classic story, and I'm sure we'll talk about the failures of that reboot of Fantastic Four, but, like, how many times have we said the movie had a good concept, but it was ruined by fucking cutting in the editing bay by studios and whatever, studios meddling.
Studio influence.
Every time these rich idiots try and chime in with remember Superman Lives, where we had the producer saying he has to fight a giant spider. But there's never been a giant spider fight in Superman comics. Like, what are we doing here? And he's like, well, 'cause it's a giant spider. It's scary. We got to put it in there. It's like
no, you don't gotta, you fucking idiot.
You know what I mean? It's like we can't just have Gwen Stacy's death be impactful and then find a way to introduce Mary Jane and set that up and have that be maybe have it.
No, we're gonna bring Gwen Stacy
maybe not
back.
even bring in Mary Jane until fucking Spider-Man 4 or whatever. But like, do that. No, we have to bring her back and make her Carnage. Like what? I know. Look. You and I have talked about this. We love multiverses. We love different takes. But I hate it when they do this in Spider-Man books. Like, I fucking hate the Clone Saga. I hate any there's like, don't even get me started on Spider-Man and clones. But it's just like,
I'm Ben Reilly.
There's so much other potential of stories to tell than to just do a cheap thing of resurrecting dead characters.
Listen,
like, what are we doing?
When the Clone Saga started, it was kind of refreshing to see a new take. No, I'm serious.
And have like Ben Reilly and all that.
No, because the way it started was that
Jackal.
No, we know all that. I'm saying, like, in the comics, the way it started was that Peter found his parents, and then and some other shit happened.
Be a part of this too,
right? Blah blah blah. And then what ended up happening was, I remember I read where Peter and Mary Jane, because they find out that Peter's the clone, and blah 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 is actually blah blah.
Ben convinces Peter that he's the clone.
That's when it starts to unravel. But for one cool part is that the clone goes off with Mary Jane, and they move off to the Midwest and just be a normal people. It's kind of cool.
But they can't just have Peter be in love. They just can't. So Amazing Spider-Man 4.
Shortly after that, it unraveled and started getting nuts with, like, Kane and, like...
But it's just, again, like I said, just commit to these characters. You don't need to resurrect these dead characters. Because then it's like, well, you have... Whatever, man. It's just like, what are you even doing?
So what's... Yeah.
You defeat Venom in the Amazing Spider-Man 3, and then we go into the Sinister Six movies, and then, like, Venom comes back, and then, like,
anyway.
So Amazing
what's
Spider-Man,
after?
there's still another plan. Amazing Spider-Man 4.
Jesus.
So 4 years have gone by, and life's
my God.
finally seeming to go right again for Peter Parker. But, because he defeated King... They call him King Goblin in this, apparently.
What?
Norman Osborn, King Goblin.
Why? He's never been...
Rhino, Carnage, and most of the villainous Sinister Six are behind bars in Ravencroft Institute. Peter is mending bridges with friends turned enemies Eddie Brock, Venom, and Harry Osborn, finally getting closure for his murdered girlfriend Gwen Stacy's death, ready to start a new life with his fiancée, Mary Jane.
Okay.
However, once again, a new menace, Scorpion, comes out of the woodwork to threaten New York City, joined by disgraced roboticist and ex-Oscorp
Alistair
employee.
Smith.
Yep. And
The
former
Spider Slayers.
and former Six and Vulture, the Spider Slayers and Vulture,
Wow.
are seeking vengeance on Spider-Man due to his previous encounter.
Dude, Spider Slayers
another-
would be fucking cool for the
also,
for the movies.
There was rumors potentially that Peter could either like die or just want to live a normal life with Mary Jane and like hand it off to Miles, which would have been cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I kind of at this point, I'm interested. What's gonna happen? As Tom Holland keeps talking about how he wants to take a break from acting and whatever. I don't know what they're going to do next time around live action, but I hope they do take some ideas here and do kind of use the Spider Slayers or do something a little weird. But one day I do want to see a Sinister Six team up, but I still want it to be a Spider-Man movie through and through.
Right.
I don't give a shit about the Sinister Six outside of Spider-Man. Yes, Doc Ock is a compelling character, and Vulture and Green Goblin and like all these villains can work, but only with Spider-Man. Get my point, Sony. Stop making these movies. Make Spider-Man movies.
Also, how shitty of a villain are you that you have to team up with 5 other villains to beat one hero, and you never fucking do? You always end up losing and getting caught and thrown in jail until you break out a couple issues later. Jesus.
Yeah. All right, Tyler, it's that time.
What?
It's a long box. What an intro, huh?
I think I just lost my mind.
You want to do it again?
Come on. No.
Come on, you hate! You want to live forever?
No.
Oh.
No.
We're not.
Who's
We're
going,
gonna.
who's going first?
You, Tyler, can do whatever you want.
Really?
You got something for me?
Well, I was watching Tommy Boy the other day.
Oh, fuck. Go on.
No, let's
go
do.
ahead.
No, I do want to talk about that, but I want to do more of a. I want to watch it again, and because there was a bunch of different parts that I was talking about that I remembered while I was watching it last. What I would like to talk about is Jaws. And I don't know if I had ever seen the movie all the way through. I knew I'd seen parts of it, but I don't know if I'd ever seen it all the way through because it came out when I was a kid, so I wouldn't have. And obviously, since then, it's for some reason not one of those Spielberg movies that I rewatched. Like it was usually E.T. or one of the Indiana Jones movies or something.
Yeah.
Or Saving Private Ryan is a good one. But I finally just sat down and watched it again, and case in point, the mayor of the town is a fucking moron. I mean, he literally goes up. Literally goes up. There's all these people on the beach, and nobody's going in the water. Duh. And he literally goes up to this couple who's like one of the better off in town, more well known, whatever. And he's like, "Hey, why don't you get in the pool?" He's like, "I don't really want to, Mr. Mayor." He's like, "Listen, damn it. All these people on the beach, nobody's getting in the goddamn water. You need to show them, you need to be a leader." He basically suckers them into it. Like, "Hey, you listen, man, everybody looks up to you. If you go in the water, everybody will go." And so he does. And we end up losing a kid, and it's very violent and bloody. Like, I forgot that they show that part, like when the kid gets eaten. And it's like the kid's out there, and he's on his thing, and he's going, "Ah!" And then it folds up, and this big, giant geyser of blood just... And it's like, oh, my God. Oh. And I forgot that they show it. And I'm hoping to God that none of the fictional people in that scene actually saw that, because I didn't go to sleep that night. I didn't.
And I know it's fake.
I don't know how the sheriff could. Damn Roy Scheider.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
But no, one of the best parts about that movie is that you see one of the things that Spielberg did differently in his movies that you see in this one, especially because it's one of his first ones, is that he made everything seem like real, like real life. Like people are talking over each other. Like there's a moment where Roy Scheider's on the phone and he's talking in the foreground on the phone. You can't hear the person on the other end of the line like they do in some movies. He's just talking on the phone. And in the background, his wife and kid are talking. You can kind of hear them, but you also hear Roy.
Yeah.
Or I can't remember his fucking character's name. But it's those like moments that really set Spielberg apart as a filmmaker when he was starting out, that his characters, the people in his movies, these actors seemed more like real people because they acted like real people. That happens in life. You're on the phone, you can't hear, they're, whatever. Like that, just shit like that. When Quint shows up in the town meeting, it's just classic. Robert Shaw, fucking beautiful. Just a beautiful performance. Oh my God, just glorious. And then we were down there, and the first day, he's telling about the sharks after this boat sank in World War II. Ugh, God, 1,000 men went into the drink. They finally pulled out 144 of us. Like, Jesus. That's what the sharks were doing that day in the
Shark
sea
saw him
of, in the Sea of Japan.
The shark saw that kid and he was like,
Nice.
chomp.
But it's a really good movie, and I think I've talked about it on the show, or I've talked about to you about it, how great it is. That, like, I mean, they had this animatronic shark ready to go, and Spielberg shows up, and he's like, "No, that looks like shit." But okay, we'll try it for a couple of days, and it's not working. It's broken, whatever. And because of that, he's forced to be like, okay, I got to rely on my skills as a filmmaker and as a creator of, like, how do you make this movie good with a shitty fucking shark? POV shots. All of the camera shots pretending that you're the shark. That makes the movie so much better and so much more tense.
It's always fun to hear those stories or see those tricks of, like, because Raimi did the same thing with Evil Dead. He did the first person shot coming at you, the viewer, like, or you're coming at the main characters. And it's always that same trick. It's the same trick of
Raimi
your
was more
imagination will always be scary.
Raimi was more like, I just don't have the money, and I gotta make do with what I got.
Spielberg was like, your imagination is what's going to be scary.
Well, Spielberg was like, the studio gave me a shitty fucking shark that I don't want to use because it looks like shit. Yeah. So, it was different circumstances, but certainly that's what makes a great filmmaker is the ability to go, okay, I have a bunch of shit. How do I turn it into gold?
You'll find out.
How do I turn it into gold?
You'll find out that most of your favorite
and
movies.
Both those filmmakers did.
Most of your favorite movies are made with bubblegum and duct tape.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so many times I'm watching a movie from like the 80s or something, and I see like a really bad edit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could make that scene. I could film that scene with my phone. Yeah. Because you just edit it a certain way.
I really appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yes.
For Jaws, and we're gonna take an absolute left turn into a brick wall here.
Wow. So go see Jaws.
Because what I want to talk about is something.
Not your dick again. Talk about a brick wall.
Talk about little man.
Talk about a brick wall.
We're talking about Vanderpump Rules.
For fuck's sake! Wow.
No, hear me out. Hear me out.
I know you.
I want you to hear me out here.
I know that you.
Because this is what I want to say.
Have an obligation to watch, and maybe enjoy it a little bit.
I don't have an obligation. This is for pleasure. I enjoy it.
Did you not start watching it out of an obligation?
Well, she started watching it, yeah. It's a classic situation where my wife started to watch a show, and then I got hooked.
I was going to say...
But
yeah.
Here's the thing. And
there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you find the best shows.
Here's what I love about reality TV shows. They're just so absolutely ridiculously stupid and bonkers, and I love it for it.
And you picked one of the best ones.
Because, it is, and that's what's crazy.
Well, I used to see him on Talk Soup.
This popularity...
Back when there was an E! channel.
The popularity has only gotten bigger since this last season, because this last season had a huge thing that it was called Scandival, because the guy's named Sandoval and they called it Scandival. It was an affair with a couple cast members. But the thing that got me about it is it hooked me in because I was originally watching it out of like ironically, like we're just like we want to know what happens here, but like we're not gonna get that invested to it. We'll watch a couple episodes. Smash cut to weeks later, and that show has consumed my life to as a point where I'm trying to fucking figure out plot lines for the next season because I'm like, well, we've got to know the resolution to this. And this is 10 seasons of reality television I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure my wife and I have ADHD, and this is our hyper section right now, and that's just where we're at. That's where it is. And I'll be honest, I have no fucking shame in it, all right? I enjoy it. I like what I like. And I wanted to make this a show about, I wanted to look at this show as like, look at these stupid, beautiful people having stupid problems. And it is. But the more I watched it, the more I'm sitting there being like, well, she fucking cheated on him. Like, he can go get his dick wet over here. You know,
Wow.
well, I'm just saying.
No. I mean, that's fine.
I'm talking at it like
he's breathing right in my face.
I'm
right in my nose.
I'm right on top of you while I'm talking. You know, I would like to sit here and say that. I would like to sit here and say that I like it ironically, but damn it, I enjoy it for entertainment purposes.
Get off on it.
I love watching these people make terrible decisions. Makes me feel more secure in my life choices and my relationships.
That's great. I'm so happy for you.
No, it's just funny because well, you know what it is? It's nice to have someone to obsess about something over. And really, it's just been an excuse for my wife and I to spend time together. So that's really what it is. And
nothing wrong with it at all.
Tyler, I'm going to be honest with you, there are some fucking amazing moments on this show. I mean, there's a whole situation where one guy is like mad and because the one guy that's getting engaged, his fiance, they've been fighting a lot, and he's like, it's fucking bullshit, man. He's like a battered wife. He's talking about his friend. He kicks open the door because he goes, look at him. And the dude is legitimately like drunk. He's drunk. And he's like half smiling because he's taking his shit. He's like, look at him. And he's like, I had to show it to you. It's an amazing clip.
I don't want to see it.
And it's a perfect reason why you should watch Vanderpump Rules. Sorry. On Peacock.
Never gonna
That's
watch
where
it.
it's streaming.
Never gonna watch it.
I'm fucking amped for season 11, dude. I'm more hooked than ever. And you'd think a show in its 10th season would decline. No. It had its best ratings in season 10, bro. We're back. We're pumping. We're pumping for season 11.
We're pumping, humping, and pumping, hamper, Vanderpumping, pumper.
Even the fact that this is like a spin-off.
Did you know
show.
how Pumpernickel bread was named?
I don't know. I found a fucking.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, that's a great way to end this show. Your boring story about Pumpernickel. Fuck you. I get really mean at the end. You stupid idiot.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you out of your fucking mind? Boop, 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 boop. You know what we need on this? We need a fucking, we need somebody playing the jug and the washboard. Who let those guys in here? Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.